Hey everyone, it's Andy with the Reverb Tone Report, and that was Gary from Earthquaker Devices and Lee from the band Idols. This is a really cool collaboration. It's actually a 2-in-1 pedal, so let's get right to it. This collaboration began as a way to revisit the discontinued Gray channel, which Lee had used for years along with other devices like the Data Corruptor. The left side features a loud op-amp overdrive that ranges from clean boost to natural amp-style distortion. With controls for gain, or go, and a master labeled That's It, it's a reliable workhorse just on its own. Plus it's equipped with EQD's flexi switching for latching or momentary bypass. The right side is where Gary truly gets wild. It incorporates pulse width modulation, a classic synth technique. Increasing the yes knob activates the envelope, and this changes the duty cycle of the pulse width modulation. At lower settings, it's a burly square wave fuzz with a gated quality, while higher yes settings swallow the signal into a black hole. You can also sweep the pulse width manually with an expression pedal and set its peak with the yes control, letting you dive into or avoid the chaos. Gary, approved by Lee from Idols, is ready to leave Akron, Ohio and live on your pedal board. Look for it in this custom colorway exclusively on Reverb while supplies last. Let's start off by checking out the overdrive side. I'm just going to take the gain or go all the way down and just crank up the output for a pure transparent clean boost. And it really is transparent because we don't have all this diode clipping and tone circuitry in the way. So a lot of power. It really is sort of unbridled overdrive and distortion here. And let's just try some higher settings with the go setting. I kind of like to simultaneously lower the master volume, but we're also going to try to just crank it up and see where it gets us. And we'll get back to that overdrive in a minute when we're stacking, but let's just try the right side on its own. Like I mentioned before, if you have the yes all the way down, it's just a very nice fat square wave fuzz, and you could get some cool gated effects when you play with your guitar's volume knob. And just rolling up the yes control introduces that envelope, which is going to change the pulse width. You don't even have to know how this circuitry works. You could just kind of play it by feel. And the harder you hit, the more you're going to notice that change. And one of my favorite things to do right about this point on the yes knob is just to control the sweep and that envelope with the guitar's volume knob. So I could easily get back to that square wave fuzz and that gated quality just by going back about halfway, and then I just kind of pepper in some of those sweeps when necessary. And the cool thing about being an envelope-based effect is that it's going to respond differently to different pickups and output strengths. So I have the Show Pony here from Tone Ranger, which has Filtertrons, and I'm going to back off on the volume on the neck pickup, so I could easily go from that kind of synthy sweep to just a nice fat kind of doomy rhythm sound just by backing the volume and going to the neck pickup. Opening up the envelope even more just kind of makes the sound disappear because that pulse width is getting very narrow. And the cool thing here is you could actually still back off on your guitar to kind of get some of that lower fuzz setting in the mix, or you can use an expression pedal to kind of just dive into those thinner sounds when you need them most. And now the expression pedal to really just fine tune when we want that pulse width to kind of thin out and go into nothing. So I have the peak set with that yes knob. It still has a function here. If I want the full fat fuzz, I don't have to back off on the volume. And actually the result of that is you get a lot more sustain because it's not kind of gating out or sputtering out. I also want to show you both sides stacked with this example because I think the Overdrive has a really nice way of just beefing up the low end. Well, that's a look at Gary, a collaboration between Earthquaker and Lee Kiernan from Idols. You can find it right here on Reverb, and don't forget to check out its limited colorway while they last. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.